Alright, so this one is actually one of my childhood dream cars. Of course, when I was a teenager, there wasn't this particular one because obviously this is too new, but needless to say, it is a freaking Subaru STI. This is a 2018, has a catback exhaust, a whole bunch of carbon fiber trim in it, and what else was in it? There's one more thing. Well, I guess there's just a whole bunch of carbon fiber trim, including like the e-brake. They did like this really cool like 3D printed vent where you could put your little tuner on there, cop tuner. So I don't know if they got to that. I didn't see anything in the description, but either way, you can probably add that. It already has a catback exhaust, so it won't take long or won't take much to get it where most people would want it to be. So I'm really excited. Again, this is kind of like my childhood dream vehicle. And of course, on a newer form, but it's so sexy. The color is absolutely amazing. It has some nice DOS wheels. The calipers are just such a beautiful contrast with that color. So, well, let's see the highlights, shall we? Alright, let's go ahead and start up this puppy up. Listen to that sweet, sweet tune. Yeah, not quite the tune that I was expecting from a catback exhaust. Granted, I've heard other catback exhaust, and they have been a little bit more exciting, but yet the vehicle's a little bit more tuned than just, you know, a catback exhaust and a tuner. So, overall, the interior is absolutely incredible compared to previous STI models, in my opinion. I love the carbon fiber trim that was added to the steering wheel, the e-brake with the flashy red button, the insert on the dash, on the passenger side. And of course, these Recaro seats are nice and comfortable. They are Recaro seats. They don't quite hug you like the Z01 did on this last video that I did. Those Z01 seats were just, I think they were perfect. I mean, they just hug you oh so nicely. And this one, I just don't feel, it just feels like a regular seat, even though I have these nice little holsters right here. That's just not what I thought it was gonna be. Obviously, I'm gonna take the traction control off before we take off, and of course put it in sport sharp. Let's see, make sure that nice side drive. All right, cool. Well, I'm really curious to see how this is gonna work out. Already messed with the differential options. Now, by the way, the screen is pretty awesome. The reverse camera is pretty crisp and clear. There's a lot of cars that I can't say that about, such as like Cadillac. In the past, even my wife's 4Runner has a better backup camera than that, and screen in combination, just, you know, two parts. But obviously, man, you get the nice little screen on the front that gives you time, the PSI, you know, talking about boost, you know, all that kind of stuff. So pretty exciting from factory. I mean, this should be a very exciting vehicle. So man, that wing on the rear view, it's just that's one thing I always loved about STIs. The color, the wing, or spoiler, as whoever wants to call it, whatever, and the calipers always I've always liked the gold wheels that come from factory, although the DOS wheels on this particular vehicle, not a bad option, I will say that. Around the parking lot, going 10, 15, even 20 miles an hour, if you will. Suspension is not bad at all. can't believe there's already this much traffic on I-35. Gotta hate I-35. Just taking it easy. Man, exhaust note is just, I can't get over it. That exhaust note is just not what I expected. Definitely not what I would want as a daily driver. It just feels flat. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe if you just tune it a little bit, get some different parts under the hood, you know what I mean? It should be an overall good vehicle. This does come with seats. Completely separate note. This does come with heated seats, and I'm enjoying every bit of it right now. Let's take in this S-curve right here. Man, that's all-wheel drive for you. I wasn't even taking it that fast, but you know what I mean when you like take a corner or an S-curve. Some vehicles don't inspire confidence around corners. This most definitely inspires confidence around the corners. That's something that I've always loved about Subarus. Their all-wheel drive systems, it makes you a confident driver at high speeds, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you're buying the vehicle for. If it's for yourself or for your kid, definitely don't want your kid thinking that they're invincible, because they'll probably already think that. The dash, everything inside this vehicle is pretty awesome, and man, this is again childhood car right here. This is why you never meet your heroes. That was not what I expected. Exciting, just not quite what I expected. That is such a bummer. Well, I was talking to Mitch, and we were talking about, well, what RPM range this feels happy at, and we were kind of, going like 3 to 5, somewhere around there. And yeah, I mean, that's where it says happiest, but it's definitely not giving me the crazy violent sensation that I get, say, out of a Focus ST, or most definitely a Fiesta ST. My Fiesta ST might not be as fast as this thing, but man, does it make me feel like I'm in a race car. I mean, it just feels like there is not a lot of parts to it, and it just makes it feel a little bit more violent, a little bit more real, maybe. This car is just so smooth that it doesn't make me feel like I'm in a sports car. I really wish there was like a different exhaust note that I could hang on to. Alright, let's do the train track test real quick. See how we feel. Well, I will say it is comfortable. I don't feel it's as impressive as the Z01, but I mean, suspension again is super comfortable. Step on it here. Just downshift. I can't decide if this car is just not fast, or is it just that comfortable that I don't even feel how fast I'm going. I don't know, the combination of everything with this vehicle is just not giving me the excitement that I wanted. Granted, beautiful car. Granted, comfortable car. And granted, all-wheel drive system, which who does not love all-wheel drive? I guess if you like doing donuts, then, you know, I get it. You can do similar things in an all-wheel drive vehicle, but everybody knows that it's not quite the same. Now, you can change like the differential settings. You can get, you know, 65, 35, 50, 50, or, you know, whatever. But it just seems kind of pointless in this car for some reason. I don't know what it is. Now, I will say, this car feels very spacious. In, like, if you're sitting right here, the windshield is no different than most windshields. I mean, they kind of have like a standard size, but there's this little pillar that goes right where the mirror is, and they usually leave a little opening right over there and right over there. And it's usually a tiny window, and the little pillar just looks big and fat, and it takes all the space. Well, ran out of memory, so I had to change the card real quick. Oops, new mistake. But as I was saying, there's really nothing there. Like, there's just like a little line to divide the window and that little tiny little triangle window, and that makes this vehicle feel larger than it really is. So I will give them that. It just feels open and clear and clean, and that's actually a nice thing to do when you're detailing something. You want it to feel open and just comfortable, and feel of like lightness to it. Definitely feels lighter, but I don't know if that makes it also feel cheaper. And even like this right here, like the panel is not quite like the hard plastic that you will see in a Ford, but it looks like it, so it looks cheap. Yet you have these awesome Recaro seats. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Now, everything else about this car is pretty awesome. I mean, all-wheel drive, as I was saying, all the carbon fiber that was added to this vehicle. Don't really care for that exhaust, but that's just personal opinion. I wish there was a little bit more crackling and whatnot, but of course that comes with a different exhaust or different mods to the engine. So, see, inside this tunnel, it does have its moments. I will have to admit that. As much as like not liking that exhaust, there's times where like it does tickle a little bit, just a little bit. Anyways, if this is a car for you, or if you hate everything that I just said about this car, comment below. Or if you want to, just go ahead and check it out. It's on Texas Hot Rides website. Go ahead at hotrides.com. And I mean, you can call them there too if you want to. They're pretty cool cats over there. So yeah, that's Subaru STI in my opinion. So, oh man, until I catch you next time, drive safe.